The worst part is I recently asked them if they could watch both kids and they said they'd happily have our daughter, but not him, saying he's a bit older and they can't entertain him.
At least pretend. Don't come into my house and disrupt what's going on based on your feelings, or you'll have lesser access.
When you become a blended family, that is like a you thing, and the expectation that everybody should just jump on board with it is a bit entitlement-y.
Kate is going to lose it. You can't demand that somebody babysits 2 children. Like, I just don't think that that's a reasonable demand.
You got me in my feelings over here. I'm struggling with this one. I'm having an internal fight here.
I didn't expect my mum to be like this grandma to my stepsons, and between you and I, and all of you, she wasn't.
And I remember lots of tokenistic gestures when I was younger. And I understood that they didn't use that language back then.
Really?
But I understood that, I'm just getting this because I'm here.
What does she want him to do? Feel bad about them?
Yeah.
Know who they are and place them where they belong.
No, she needs to do that.
I think I'd probably get to a rage, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Your priority is to your spouse and your children and the home that you are looking after.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Ferdinand and this is Blended, the podcast where we talk all about blended families with my 2 amazing co-hosts, Priscilla and Nathalie. If you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe right now, guys. We're really trying to build this, and not all of you are subscribing and commenting, so please do that. And we've got a little dilemma today, and the lovely Nats is going to read it out. But before you do, have your little blended card over there.
Right? I feel so official today.
Looking all professional. How are you? You're hot. Still hot.
Sorry, that's all I have to say. I'm hot.
She's a hot babe.
And if you see sweat glistening on my top lip, mind your business.
How are you, Nats?
I'm fantastic. I love the heat.
We're getting like 3 old ladies, by the way.
No, we are.
Yeah. Let's go into before we go. Any parenting? What's gone on in this week? What has happened?
We haven't asked you how you are, Kate.
Oh, yeah, you never do, to be honest.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We love you.
Care. Do you? We do.
My
Kate.
little starburst.
Am I a bit bright? I always wear black, and I've been a bit adventurous and worn like a few bright colours.
We love
recently. I
it.
don't know if I
It
like
makes your eyes pop.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Love you in like the
pretty girl.
citrus colours, like
Really?
orange, green, yellow.
Have you worn
Really
pink
suit
yet?
you. I don't.
I'm not an overly pink girl.
And
Anything to talk about?
yeah,
You
how are
haven't
you?
told us how you are.
Oh, I'm great. I'm a little bit hot. I'm feeling really good. I've got a lot going on, but it's all good because I'm not going to complain for the things that I once wished for.
Absolutely.
Right now, anyway. I have been all day, but I won't right now. And I just got to get shit done. I've got a lot on my to-do list. The to-do list is a lot. It's a lot. But I'm busy. I'm booked and I'm busy, honey.
She's booked, she's busy, and she's hot, honey. Love that for you. Shall I get into the dilemma?
What's wrong with Cilla?
She's hot.
Sorry, my head went somewhere else.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. So I was just thinking about something.
What
What
was
was
you
you thinking
thinking
about?
I don't actually know. I can't remember.
You're lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
No, I really can't remember.
We've got to the
What
depths.
are you trying to say? Having pregnancy symptoms? No, I'm not.
I just thought, so Cilla just walked up the stairs, guys, and I heard, like a cat that had been trod on.
My hip
And I
dislocated.
I thought, oh, she's not going into labour, is she?
No, my pelvis just can't take it anymore. My
I just would
pelvis
like to
is
say you're doing
broken.
very, very well.
Thank
Like, it's very hot.
you.
You're very far on the line. You're doing very well. And
You are up there with like the most beautiful pregnant women I've ever seen. Every week you come in here, you're glowing.
Natalie, it's
true.
okay, it's okay, it's okay. So thank
No,
you.
I
Sorry,
swear.
stop. Just trying to do it again.
No compliments.
no, you are, honestly.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Who'd ever thought she's shy? Come on.
Only when you compliment her.
I know.
Oppose her
Oh,
view.
I know. You
God.
ugly rats. Joking.
me
You are a
try.
beautiful woman.
Thank you.
But hang on a minute. Enough compliments now. We need her to be on top form.
All right,
Nats has got the
go on.
dilemma.
Hi, ladies. I've been with my husband for 3 years and my stepson was 4 when we met. I love him and treat him like my own. We recently had a daughter together, which completed our family. Oh. At first, my parents were amazing with my stepson. They included him in everything. But since our daughter was born, something shifted. They dote on her, but my stepson seems to have faded into the background. They hardly acknowledge him anymore, and it's breaking my heart. The worst part is, I recently asked them if they could watch both kids, and they said they'd happily have our daughter, but not him, saying he's a bit older and they can't entertain him. I haven't even told my husband because I know how much it would hurt him. I made an excuse and said they were busy. My family is so close, I never thought I'd have to consider setting boundaries with my own parents. I feel stuck between protecting my son and not wanting to cause a huge fallout in my family. Do I have to distance myself? What do I do?
That's,
Oh my gosh.
That's really sad. That poor little boy, by the way. Innocent child in the midst of this. For me, I'm very strict and firm with these types of things. All children should be treated the same.
Absolutely.
No, I know Cilla doesn't think that. Well, for me, at least pretend. Don't come into my house and disrupt what's going on based on your feelings, or you'll have lesser access.
So stepson's 7.
Oh, sorry. Not treat them the same, but don't make them aware that you've got any different feelings to them. I don't think that's fair on a child. Cilla disagrees. This actually irates me a little bit.
I don't know if I disagree, but I feel like there's an entitlement and an expectation that is a bit unfounded.
Really?
Because I feel like when you become a blended family, that is like a you thing, and the expectation that everybody should just jump on board with it is a bit entitlement-y.
Do you think?
I do think so. And I feel like everyone's entitled to take the time that they need to get on board, not get on board, to show their hand, not show their hand. And I feel like when it comes to extended family, you can't really tell them, love this child that I chose to bring into your world.
No, you can't make them. You can't make anyone. And I think the minute you have to tell someone to love the child, it's clear they're not going to.
Yeah.
However, I don't know, you've got me thinking that I'm being unreasonable here.
I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
I'm just thinking about this.
I think when people think about kids, everyone just thinks unconditional love to the child, because children are innocent, they don't really know what for and all the rest of it. But I'm trying to think realistically. Just because Nathalie fell in love with Sace and had a stepson all of a sudden doesn't mean that I'm now going to fall in love with Sace. Or maybe I really like Sace, but it doesn't mean that now I'm going to treat Cam like he's my nephew. Because what has that really got to do with me?
Oh, I'm so different then. Maybe I'm just...
But if Nathalie had a baby, it's like, my sister's had a baby.
Yeah, but why, if Nathalie loves that baby and loves that stepchild...
She's free to do that.
But what makes you love the baby more than...
That baby's my blood. That baby technically belongs to me.
It's a blood thing then?
Yeah, like, you know, like when siblings when family members, like blood relatives, have children, no one asks permission. Well, they do nowadays because everyone's so vocal. But no one kind of asks permission to be in that child's life. It's just like, you've just given birth to my child. It is what it is. But with a stepchild, you have to ask permission. It's like, it goes back to that, can you love a stepchild and a biological child the same? For me, it kind of goes back to it, because it's like, I have to get to know this child. I need to know where you're coming from, what you've been through. I need to know what's okay, what's not okay. I have to do a lot of groundwork here, just like the stepmom did. But I didn't choose this.
Okay.
But they didn't choose if you gave birth either.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the kid though. We're talking about me.
What do you mean?
I'm the grandparent, yeah? I'm not talking about the kid. The kid...
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about...
Fair enough, like the kid didn't choose anything. Or even like as a sister, Yeah, we're talking about me as a sister and my thoughts and my feelings. And if I don't feel like I'm getting down with this kid, or I don't even particularly like the kid, it's like I get to, it's my life though. Having said all of this, the family in the house, they dictate what they allow to come into the house. So when she's saying, I never thought I had to put boundaries on my parents, well, put your big girl pants on now.
Yeah.
You've got a man, you've got a stepson, you've got a child. You're going to have to start blocking off the people outside of your house.
In the grandparents' defense, right? You can't demand that somebody babysits 2 children. Like, I just don't think that that's a reasonable demand. But if she is recognizing that there's a difference in how the children are being treated, then to your point, absolutely put your big girl pants on, have a conversation with your family. I feel like sometimes when new babies come along, there's a bit of novelty as well with the new baby.
So cute.
Yeah, the new baby's here, it's a girl.
And the stepson was 4 at the time, now he's 7.
Yeah, stepson's 7.
He's big now.
And it's her first biological child. It's potentially the grandparents' first biological grandchild.
It's different.
They might want to just be all in with the baby and just completely just have the attention,
It's
all
different.
of their attention on the baby.
It's different.
And that's okay. Like, that's fine.
Doesn't mean you have to accept it.
Yeah, however, it doesn't mean that it has to be something that like continues over time. But I feel like it's testament to her and the love that she has in her heart for both children, both of her children, one biological, one not, that she's really hypersensitive to how the children are being treated.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like, I don't see anything wrong in that. And potentially there's nothing wrong in what the grandparents are doing.
Isn't there?
No.
Potentially. Like, until she has
potentially.
until she has a conversation and understands their rationale. So, for instance, it might be that they're just super excited and they just want to dote on the baby and they don't want to have both children. It might be that they're quite old and that they do feel like it's going to be a bit of a task to look after the 7-year-olds and they just want the baby there. And they're actually, baby's new as a one-off, or maybe the first few times or whatever, or maybe just every now and then they might only want the baby.
But then they're
with them.
only going to have a 7-year-old as well.
Maybe not. Maybe
That's
not.
a no in my house, sorry.
Yeah. And I get it.
My house, no.
It's all the kids or
So you
none of the
feel
kids.
like everyone should feel the same way you feel about the children?
No, because they're not going to. But I don't feel like I don't want to give power to anyone to let any of the children feel lesser than the others.
I'm just saying, I feel like this whole blended family stuff and all of its variables and all of the other people that get affected by it, basically, by you falling in love with this person and then having this whole blended family, they are entitled to feel how they want to feel.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we should allow people to feel how they want to feel as well. But the truth of that, the reality of that, will then dictate how I behave around you.
I agree.
That's all it is. So I'm not going to begrudge you. I'm not going to look at you and think you're bad because you have this innate bond or desire to be around your biological. Like, if anything, I expect that. Like, that's a normal reaction to me. Like, I expect you to want to dote on your biological grandchild. But then for me in my household, I am now going to say to you that I don't want the children to ever feel a difference in the love from anyone that comes around them, because I'm raising them as siblings, not as like, you're from this and you're from that kind of thing. So I think that's what it is. Like, I'm never going to look at someone and say like, you're out of order for not loving the stepchild or not treating the stepchild the same.
I think, can you just pretend in front of the child? I think as adults, we know, like, I agree with pretty much everything you're saying. Like, I'm not going to hate you for it or begrudge you for it, but just don't let the stepchild feel that.
Yeah.
But how do you avoid it?
Favoritism also always exists. Like, even with bio kids, There's always favoritism there. Do you know what I mean?
My mum gives my firstborn the most of everything.
And it usually is the firstborn. My nan, she adored me.
I just don't agree with that
everything.
though, favouritism.
No, but it's just
I
human
don't
nature,
know.
isn't it?
Maybe because I'm thinking about my situation and I don't know. I'm comparing it to that.
Did you have like a favourite cousin growing up?
Maybe.
Or favourite auntie?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
You got me in my feelings over here. I'm struggling with this one. I'm having an internal fight here.
Yeah.
I'm having a really big internal fight.
Because there's logic to what's being said.
What you're saying is
but obviously
logical.
your feelings are like, sorry, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah. And it is a fight, and that's why no words are properly coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is, but I would be that person. Say this is the lady and it's her mum. If that was one of my parents treating my stepchildren differently or making it very clear and obvious that I would be telling them.
Yeah, you would confront
and
it.
I would be saying it's unacceptable and fix up in my house. Do not make them feel like that. I would understand that they'd be more excited when my biological child comes as part of me, that they, want to know loads about them and be around it. But I would also expect, maybe I'm expecting too much, them to put the same energy into my stepkids.
Why?
I just would. Because I love my stepchildren. You know what I've gone through with them.
Yeah.
And just do what you need to do as a parent.
What's that got to do then?
Because I feel like the biological child comes from me. You love it because it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these and take on these stepchildren. You see that they're part of my life.
Yeah.
Would you not work to love them the same way you do the stepchild? I don't believe in all just this blood business.
Okay.
I think, I'm going to be honest, I think someone can be blood and act like an absolute idiot, and just because they're blood doesn't mean we have to love them. I think what I do centres around my children and loyalty.
Yeah.
So if my daughter comes to me with a stepchild that she really loves, I'm kind of doing this for my daughter. Like, I want to love this stepchild for my daughter because it's an extension of her. The same as her husband. If I don't even really like her husband, I'm trying to get along with him for the sake of her.
You're not going to make it more difficult.
I'm not going to make it more difficult. I'm going to try, and even if I'm really don't like him, I'm going to try and do everything to make her life easier.
And that's still centering her feelings.
That's what I think I'm doing. And I would expect my parents to centre my feelings. Thank you. You've made me able to articulate this better. I know you don't agree, but I generally do think that. I think a parent's job, especially as we get older, I can't talk when she's like staring into my soul, and I'm actually nervous.
It's the facial expression.
It's the what could possibly be coming out of her mouth next? No, yeah, I do think your parents' job is to make your life easy and do what is best for you.
And if anyone should consider you, like really consider you, it should be your parents, your siblings, your close friends. Like, your inner circle should be the people that would indulge that entitlement. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna,
I do agree.
like, entitlement isn't for your colleagues at work. It isn't for.
Do you know what it is? I think me personally, my expectations for people are quite low. I only expect what Christ expects from humans. That's it.
What's that?
Well, to be kind to one another, to love people like you love yourself.
The 10 Commandments.
To be neighbourly. Yeah, like don't murder, don't steal, like things like this. Like that's what I expect from humans, even like people that are close to me. Do you understand? So I feel like even when I was getting with Philo, I didn't expect my mum to be like this grandma to my stepsons. And between you and I, and all of you, she wasn't. Do you understand? But I don't look at my mum and think, you're out of order. Like, she would babysit and stuff like that. Like, if I'm dropping my kids and they happen to be there on the weekend, my mum's not going to be like, not them two, kind of thing. She'll take them all in, kind of, but she wasn't, like, she wouldn't ring me and say, how are the boys? But she would ring me and say, like, how are the children of my room type thing.
That would infuriate me.
But the thing is, I just didn't even expect.
Maybe it's not expecting. Maybe it's not.
No, you have to expect something to be disappointed by someone.
I think it's just a bit of a shame. It's like a letdown. I would like to think Like, even what you're saying, I don't expect people to be there for me when I have a baby. Well, I'd like to think that the people that really care about me are there for me when I have a baby. I don't know, maybe if I'm being really irrational here, or I would like to think that on my birthday, the people that care about me would send me a lovely message, not have a present, but would acknowledge me. And then that would upset me if they didn't.
I think it's because I don't want to expel heavy feelings, like life is hard enough as it is. So when you have expectations on people and then they let you down, it's like now I feel let down. I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's better for me to have really low expectation. And honestly, I want people to have low expectations of me as well, because life, you don't know when life is going to whack you a new one. And sometimes I'll be ringing my friend who I haven't spoken to in weeks, and she's telling me a whole bag of stuff that I did not even know what was going on. But meanwhile, I could be in my room thinking she hasn't called me, she hasn't checked on me, like she knows that I'm doing this and she hasn't congratulated me. Meanwhile, she's fighting for her life and I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I feel like when expectations are low, there's like room to like be curious about what's going on with people and not have this offense already that could become a big miscommunication. So because I didn't expect much from my mum, I think at the bare minimum, like I said, my expectations of people are low. The bare minimum is that when you are around my family, you're not going to do anything that makes anyone feel othered. You're going to be respectful. You will greet, kind of thing, things like that. But like when it comes to Christmas, if you've given all of my biological kids money and you haven't given my stepkids money, like I'm honestly...
Really...
Kate is going to lose it.
I just don't expect. Don't expect people to jump on my wave.
Is it that I've got expectations? And I didn't think I had big expectations. But absolutely, if you're gonna bring, sorry, let me just clarify. Come to Christmas with all the biological kids as a present and not the stepkids, or vice versa. Problem.
Obviously, the kids are never gonna know.
Big problem. Why? Because you're not gonna give them the money. How do the kids not know?
No, like I'll give them money, but I'll also give my stepkids money as well. How are you going to know where it's coming from? None of your business.
Oh, okay. So you're filling the gap.
I will always fill in the gap.
Oh, so you missed that bit out.
I will always fill in the gap, but I'm not going to turn around and look at the grandparents and say, you're missing 2 kids, add some money.
I think there's different... If all the children live together in the same home...
Maybe that's where I'm coming from.
Absolutely, because there are going to be feelings of being excluded, not being a whole family, like a whole family unit, because grandparents are giving, biological children and not giving anything to stepchildren. But if you're in separate households, I can see how something like that can happen. If stepchildren came in much later in life, I can see how stuff like that happens. If stepchildren are much older, I can see how that could happen. And I think it's very, very nuanced. But the most important thing is explaining to the people around you and being really clear about the dynamic that is in your household.
Yeah.
So if the dynamic in your household is, I want all of the children to feel that they are the same, because in my household, everybody's treated the same. Please don't send gifts for one or the other. I'm not asking for anything big, but if I'd rather you got much smaller gifts for all of the children than
or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Than extravagant gifts for the biological children and nothing and setting those expectations.
Right. Yeah.
Because sometimes people might not even be conscious of the dynamic that is going on in your household. Do you know what I mean?
No, and I agree. But I also sitting there thinking, my stepchildren would be offended for a fact if they got something and the Korean shade didn't.
Because that's your household dynamic.
So it wouldn't just be a feeling that I hold.
No, and damn right.
It would be a feeling that they would hold as well. Because they wouldn't want their siblings to feel left out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you something about a girl. Hypothetically. And basically what had happened is that there was like a birth mum. Thank you. There was a birth mum and she held parties. So there's 2 stepdaughters and they're from 2 different mums.
Yeah.
And one birth mum would hold a party and invite the other stepdaughter to the party, yeah, but exclude the father of these two stepdaughters or his other kids. Yeah.
So I've got to get my head around this dynamic. I'm a bit confused.
Okay, so there's this woman, there's a stepmom who has a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And she's married to this man who has two previous relationships.
Yeah.
He has two daughters from two different women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
one of those would throw a party and invite them to, but not the other.
And invite the other daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not invite her ex's other kids from his current.
So
Yes,
she's
I
inviting
understand.
some of the half siblings, but not the other half siblings.
Yeah. Right.
How would I feel about that?
So not necessarily how you feel about that. My point is that children clock. It's like, oh, how comes my big sister gets to go to my other sister's birthday party, but we don't, mummy? I know that this mum explained it to her children and said, well, the mother doesn't really like me and doesn't really like your dad, and so doesn't really acknowledge you as siblings to be added into this mix. And these children, the stepmom's children, are...
This is a bit mad.
The stepmom's children are 5, 7, 9, and 15. And they get it. They're not sitting at home sad thinking I've been othered and this is not fair. They get, okay, the parents don't get along. And because of this, like, we are being excluded. This is a them problem.
But that's grown up for a child to think that.
Yeah, a 5-year-old.
But they get it.
But they're very mature children. They've obviously got a very mum that explains lots to them. Is very good at doing that.
She's a good egg.
She's a good mum.
A brilliant mum.
Yeah.
She's a good mum.
I heard she's a great mum. But the thing is like, I think I could tell Tia now that if she wasn't invited to something, and she's 14 and she'd be upset. She'd understand, but she'd be upset. Do you then think, that in this situation, you shouldn't explain how you feel, you've bought Christmas presents for so-and-so and not the other ones. And if they don't respect it, how would you suggest you act?
Listen, do you remember that story about the Christmas pajamas?
Yeah.
Where
they bought all for one.
The grandparents bought for all the biological, but not the step. Yeah. Thank you, but my stepchild's going to feel othered. Therefore, no one's wearing it.
So they've got your biological children gifts. Do you give them to your biological children and not give the stepchildren?
It depends what the gifts are. So, like, if it's money, I'm going to give it to you. You can have the money, but I'm also going to give my stepchildren money. That's fine. Yeah. And I really doubt my stepchildren are going to come up in my face and say, but who gave me the money? You've got money. Merry Christmas. Go about your business. Do you understand? But if it's something like where we're doing a photo shoot and you've all been gifted outfits, and then my stepkids have not been gifted outfits, I'm buying everyone's outfits and you can keep your outfits, or I'll give your outfits away.
Because that's a very visible, obvious othering of the children.
That's mad.
Even with the money thing, like, they're going to get, the bio children will receive money and they know who the money's from because they are told, because they have to thank them, right, for the money.
Yeah.
You tell the children.
So. Yeah.
And then
they'll find out, yeah.
Yeah. And then the stepchildren are given money and they know that money has come from mum or dad.
Do they get the same access is my thing. So you know that they're doing this. You know that they're treating your children, biological and stepchildren, you know that they're treating your biological and stepchildren differently. Do you give them the same access to your family, or do you limit that based on how they are treating your children?
You get limited. You can behave how you want to behave, but based on the reality of it all, it's going to tailor how I behave around you. This is what I'm saying. So I don't expect you to behave the way I want you to behave. But if you choose not to help me create the family life that I'm trying to create. If you're not going to support me in that or be a part of the success of that, and you're going to hinder me, go away. You're making my life hard.
Even if they're the perfect grandparents to your biological kids and your biological children love them and say, well, I love Nanny, I love Granddad, you're still going to limit it based on your stepchildren.
So there was this woman. Yeah.
Yes or no, Cilla? What do you think? You're still going to limit.
And then the children would be like, I miss grandma. Sorry, baby.
Oh, this is hard.
This is mad. This is mad. Because what about the grandparents on the other side?
What are they doing?
Do you know what I mean? What are they doing? And then I really agree with your point around not having the expectations, but just setting the boundaries. Like,
you cross my boundaries, then you get the pushback.
A boundary is an expectation as well, though. I'm like contradicting myself.
No, it's not. It's actually a safety barrier.
But it's still, I expect you to act a certain way.
Yeah, it's conditional.
It's not, you know. A boundary is a line, that if you cross, the onus on me, the onus is on me of what is going to happen next.
Yeah.
It's got nothing, otherwise it becomes a tool of manipulation.
Yeah, but I still think a boundary, am I wrong, is, you're not going to cross that line.
No, you can cross it if you want. I'm just telling you, this is my boundary line.
There's going to be a response.
I'm not telling you there's a boundary line to manipulate your behavior in saying, oh, there's a boundary line, I'm not going to cross that. Cross it if you want to cross it. That's fine. I'm just letting you know that when you cross my boundaries, this is what you encounter.
Yeah, there's a consequence.
Yeah. It's like you come past my boundary gate. If you buck a dog and he bites your leg, you asked for it, isn't it? I didn't tell you to jump the fence.
Sorry.
That's why the fence is there.
Can't argue with that. That's one of my
the fence is there.
Where the hell are we on this dilemma?
We're all over the place.
She needs to give boundaries to her parents. It's unfortunate, but your priority is to your spouse and your children and the home that you are looking after. It's unfortunate that you're going to have to, talk to your parents or change the dynamics between you and your parents. Like that is really, I'm not heartless. Like that is uncomfortable. That is not nice. And that is not how anyone would want things to pan out. But the fact of the matter is that your responsibility as a mother supersedes any kind of responsibility, expectations, or like comfortability that you may provide for anybody else. Everyone will feel uncomfortable for the sake of my kids' comfort. Also, where does it end? Like, what if the grandparents like, okay, cool, I'm going to get presents for all of the children, but bio children are getting PlayStations and Gucci bags, and you're getting something of vintage.
Yeah,
love it.
And the stepchildren are getting,
secondhand thing. I found this in the charity
$5 and a
shop.
card, or
Problem.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
But they're actually doing what you said, though.
Yeah,
everyone gets a present now.
They're not nice. Let's have it right. They're not nice and they need to be a bit nicer. Let's think about the dad.
But maybe they're honest. And maybe they don't have emotional connection with
They are honest.
with the stepchildren. And they don't really have the compulsion to buy anything for them. They don't feel like they've got much.
Or maybe they're unaware, like you said earlier on.
Yeah, or unaware. And they're just not really, there's no connection there between them and the stepchildren. It's not necessarily malicious. I think I definitely remember as a child, because I was a bit of a latchkey kid, or like I would always be at cousins or aunties, or, like here for Christmas, here for Easter, 6 weeks holidays. I was always at someone else's house, yeah? And I remember lots of tokenistic gestures when I was younger. And I understood that they didn't use that language back then.
Really?
But I understood that, I'm just getting this because I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been of the same value as maybe my cousins or my mum's friends' children. But because I was there, they would get me something. And I understood
but I
that
think
as
that's
a
nice.
child. Yeah, and I wasn't ungrateful for it.
Yeah.
I was very grateful as a child. I would say I'd sometimes felt jealousy, but I never felt resentment towards the parents. I just maybe would feel jealous of like my cousins or my mum's kids if they were getting like really nice clothes or presents and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely was aware that people were doing things because I was there.
So if the stepchild felt that way, is that a bad thing?
I think it's, do you know what? I think it's kind of life lesson stuff.
Honestly
do you know what I mean?
speaking,
it's a little bit like...
just explain it to the child, or the child will clock it. It doesn't have to be... like, I think I say this a lot as well. It's just a lot of what we think is bad doesn't have to actually be bad.
And also there is the spectrum on this, because to your point around like the pajamas, bang out of order. That does not happen. You don't purposefully exclude
leave someone out.
Children. Do you know what I mean? You don't do that. That's just mean. But
if
maybe
it wasn't a group thing.
Yeah, maybe it isn't going to be like completely fair all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
And everyone has different budgets as well. It's like for your grandchild or your biological like relative, you feel obligated to do every and anything you possibly can. It's so sad to say, but honestly, with stepchildren, it feels optional to a lot of people. It even feels like things that you should be doing feels optional to step-parents too.
Yeah.
And that's just the way things are sometimes.
I think I'm just unique. I'm a unique being.
I think you're very clear
Committed.
around how you want to raise your family.
Yeah.
And we touched on it as well. Your situation, I think, is different because you're all in the same household and you're are a full-time, fully joined up family. There's no separation in this household. So I don't think anybody else has the right to impose separation in your household.
Yeah,
it's
I think
different.
that's what it is.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's different. Maybe different if I saw my stepchildren like...
But it doesn't mean they're all going to get the same.
Yeah,
Do you
but
know
it's
what I
different
mean?
because then there's other, you know, if my stepchildren are at their mum's house and they've got their maternal grandparents getting them something and then mine treat them different, it's a bit different because they're getting something extra over there, my ones are getting something extra over here.
covered.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of covered.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work like that here.
Yeah.
Because they are all one.
Yeah.
We've come together as one.
And
Where their
everything
mum's
sticks
passed
out.
away, everything is very clear.
Yeah. Very
When
clear.
presents come through the door and they're separated, it would be clear, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm quite strong on it.
Yeah.
But you've taught me a lot today, ladies.
Back to...
Do you know what we should think about? What about the dad? So he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know. You've got the dilemma.
I think I
Yeah.
respect her for not telling him, because what does she want him to do? Feel bad about them?
Yeah.
know who they are and place them where they belong.
No, she needs to do that. They're her parents. She needs to rein them in.
I think they need to communicate together to her parents. Oh no, actually,
Why
I
does
know
he
I'm
have
with
to
you.
get
He doesn't need,
involved?
she needs to talk to her parents and be like,
Yeah.
look, this is the dynamic that I'm trying to create,
Yeah.
and this is how you can help me to
I'm
do
not
that.
gonna let-
Rather than being accusatory, and
Yes.
rather than being like, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Right, let's just lay the foundation. Tell them what my expectations are.
Yeah.
If they then don't meet those expectations, then that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But at least say to them, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I don't want him to feel left
Yeah.
out. But equally as well, like, I know sometimes it's difficult for older people to look after two kids. You know, like she
because
might be...
if they had two biological grandkids, they probably would take them both.
True.
Maybe.
People feel, I'm telling you, when it comes to blood, people feel obligated to do things, even things that they don't even want to do. It's like, oh, because she's my blood, I must. It doesn't even mean that they want to do it. They just feel obligated to.
But, sorry.
I was going to say what you said is good. Like you were setting a boundary
Yeah.
rather than reacting like, why have you done that?
Yeah.
In a rage.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably get to a rage, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's better to say, this is how
you
I
can-
raise my family.
Yeah.
That's a good angle.
Yeah.
And this is how you can support us in kind of setting up this dynamic.
Yeah.
But I do think as well, like from the grandparents' perspective, right? She's got a little baby. Why wouldn't you take both the children then? Like, she needs a break.
Yeah.
You're just clean saying no. Maybe because they feel like the stepchild could go to his family
But they love the stepchild until the new one come along. That's the bit that gets me.
That's the novelty.
The bit that gets me is that they welcomed him fully and he was like, you know, the only child. And then he's been pushed to the side. I would understand if the bond was never there, but I don't like the pushing to the side because of biological child. I've got to be honest.
Because I feel like people struggle to love stepchildren and biological children the same.
Does that not happen though? Like when new babies come along, that the existing children kind of just get pushed by the wayside a little bit.
But I'm quite firm with that. Not firm, just I would say to people like, if you're coming to my house with a gift for the baby, can you stop and get a lollipop for Cree? Or I've got a lollipop in the cupboard. If you haven't got anything for him, let me give you this chocolate or something small. That's why I'm saying chocolate. And you give it to him as well. Yeah. Make sure that he doesn't feel left out. Obviously, the big kids are old enough to know it's a baby, they get a bit of attention.
Yeah.
But I think when Tia was born, that was a thing as well. Bring her a little something, or I've got a little stash of sweeties.
Yeah.
Because you don't want anyone to feel left out.
That.
That's the villain arc starts there, doesn't it?
I remember Cree's little face when Shay was born. He was getting upset. And I think that's where then that kind of like jealousy comes in, that I would always do that.
Yeah.
He'd always get
I see that a lot now on social media, where a new baby's come in and a mum has like packed a gift for the newborn to give to their older sibling, or the older sibling to give to the newborn. I've never done anything like that ever before.
Really? Cree even says, I've got a motorbike. He even says to this day, he's 4. Do you remember when Shay was born and she brought me the motorbike from her belly? Just like a little silly little bike. And he loved it, and he says it to this day.
That's so cute.
Okay, I feel like we've gone deep on this one.
I think we have, yeah.
I think it's been a good conversation.
It's necessary, yeah.
And I think really our advice would be she needs to set her boundaries with her parents.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not even unfortunately. I don't think it needs
I think she's sad that her relationship's about to change.
Yeah.
Be sad and do it.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like we overload. Sorry, I know we're wrapping up, but I just feel like we sometimes overload or preempt negative responses, right?
Yeah.
And it might not be that. It might just be a simple conversation around.
Yeah.
And they might be like, okay.
Yeah,
cool,
okay.
Don't think of it like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the conversation, see what the outcome is, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and comment. And please remember to send in all of your questions and dilemmas through to the Blended Instagram. And we'll be here at the same time next week. Lots of love. Mwah.